This was supposed to be a quiet week in the kitchen, like simple meals, a little baking here and there, nothing fancy. I was actually even excited about a new recipe that I found that was going to turn out amazing, but somewhere between the flopped new recipe and the cake that absolutely just splattered in the oven, and the moment I realized that my smoothie will just be a horrible mess, it became a very different kind of week. I'm so glad you're here to share with me this not so perfect week. Let me show you what happened. Lately, I've been into this thing of just finding simple but delicious and fast meals because I'm a working mom. I'm juggling a full-time job plus the business and content creation, homeschooling 4 kids. So I am very keen on not just delicious recipes, but also simple recipes. And I've been looking for new one-pot recipes that just makes my life easier. So anyway, in my scouring of the internet, I came across this recipe. It's sort of like where you bake the rice and the chicken together. And where I saw it, it came out so well in that video. But I was like, this is so easy. This is so easy. Just put everything in one dish, the rice, the chicken, the everything, and bake it in the kitchen. Bake it in the kitchen, in the oven that is obviously in the kitchen. And then just that one pot and you have everything. I was like, yes, please, this is exactly what I need in my life right now. So that's what's up. That's what I'm working on. But you just wait and see what happens. I know this is a somewhat controversial topic, but some people sometimes get at me because I wash my meat, my chicken and my beef and whatever else that I'm doing. And some guys are like, no, that's how you spread salmonella and everything. But for me personally, and let me know what you think in the comments below. For me, I don't feel comfortable eating meat that has not been washed, because I'm just saying that if we were ever going to get salmonella, we would have gotten it by now. Okay, it's been more than 15 years of washing chicken, and so far so good. And obviously, I take the time to thoroughly scrub my sink and all its adjacent environment as soon as I'm done washing the chicken. And as much as this meal is about to go horribly wrong, one thing I do not regret is trying out a new recipe because one thing I like to do even when I'm planning like the meal plan every month, we have a new meal plan and comes with a grocery list together with recipes that we're going to be working on as moms in that new month. One thing I like to include are new recipes because sometimes you get stuck in a rut of making the same meals the same way. I could have easily made a chicken stew and then boiled rice on the side the way we always do. But I've realized, variety is the spice of life. So I do not regret that I tried this new recipe, despite the way it's going to come out, because I try to encourage moms to just keep things interesting, just learning new recipes. And that's why every month you get a new recipe with our meal plan. You get a bunch of new recipes, which I really love. And you guys always come back and tell me, I tried this and it's worked and it really worked well. Or I tried this and it didn't work well. I don't know where I went wrong. And I'm very happy and able to correct that. So yeah, #no regrets. So I know the question already in your mind is, why is she putting the rice in a baking dish that is normally used for baking cake and then putting water and then unfried onions? I was just following the recipe, you guys. And the recipe, the video that I saw online, I'm telling you, it came out so well. And I was like, my goodness, you don't even have to fry like the onions or fry anything. You just dunk them in this sea of broth and they come out well. I was like, yes, absolutely, sign me up. Yes, if it's going to come out as delicious as yours is over there in that video, I am in. So yes, I know right now you might be having questions in your brain, but it is because you have not seen what I saw. You have not seen the video that I watched that made this come out as the best recipe since bread. Okay? And yes, I know now you're about to come at me and say, aye, come on. You can't see they're putting raw chicken in a sea of water. You should have known this was going to be a disaster. Again, I repeat, you have not seen what I have seen. I am doing this by faith, okay? Oh my word, now that I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, what was I thinking, you know?
Dandelions, rustling leaves, just like in my childhood dreams.
Let me just say at this point, one thing I did not realize is that this baking pan was leaking. I didn't know. Because you see our countertop is sort of dark, all right? So it was not until like I had put this whole dish in the oven that I came to clean the countertop and I'm like, where is this water coming from? It still didn't hit me until like a while, because I'm like, it didn't occur to me that a baking pan could leak. Like, see, we normally put cake batter in it, but you realize cake batter is much thicker than the sea of broth that I've put in my rice. Anyway, yeah. So this meal looks okay. I love how brown the chicken is and everything. However, the recipe said that this meal was going to cook in 45 minutes. It took 2 hours for the water to actually, 2 good hours. My children read all their books until they were drooping and falling asleep. And it was just okay. Okay? I would not do this again. Did we laugh about it? Yes. Did we make some memories? Yes. Will I do it again? No. Oh, this little pigeon over here has been nesting in one of our windows and then disappearing. This is the 4th time it's done that. And then it always disappears before the eggs hatch. So we're really hoping this time it's going to stick around. Let's wait and see, okay? So on this day, my plan is I need to bake a cake because we're expecting some guests later. But first, I need to take care of the laundry and everything. And yeah, if you're interested in all these amazing laundry products, plus the meal plan that I talked about, I'm going to link them all down below. But let me tell you about my cake, because yeah, this was another disaster. And this is a cake I have made for more than 10 years, but for some reason, disaster awaits. First of all, I cannot tell you how many times I have gone to bake something in my kitchen just to remove the baking powder tin and find it empty. It's just one of those things that I always forget to buy. But that's why I prefer going shopping with my grocery list for the month, because it normally has those things that you just forget, and then you until you're back home, and then you're like, ah, yeah, we've been missing this thing for I don't know how long. That's why I like it written down. And the grocery list is one of the things that comes in our meal plan package. So this time I actually took it with me to the supermarket and finally remembered to buy our the baking powder. And what I do is I buy a lot of packets and just put as much as I can, because these ones now are going to last me for a while. So this, I like to call it my 10 ingredient chocolate cake. It is one of the best cakes that I make, and I've made it so much that nowadays I just do it off head. Like, I know all the ingredients and everything. I usually double it because we like it, and when I'm making for guests, I like to have a little bit of extra so that there's enough even for my guests to take away. So now, note what I am doing here. After preparing my instant coffee, which just coffee makes chocolate taste a whole lot better. It just makes the chocolatey taste come out. I greased my pan, and then I lined it, and I'm ready to start mixing. But there was a mistake there, and I'll explain to you as we go along. So if you watched my video on kitchen gadgets that I absolutely love, I said how I have loved our hand mixer and I've used it for the longest time, but unfortunately it died. Okay, so I used to make this cake I used to mix all this with my, a whisk, okay? And then it would take forever. But on this day, me and my bright self, I remember, I can actually mix this with my food processor, the mixing attachment, yeah? So, and then because I'm doubling the recipe, I decided I'm going to double everything. Now, can you see just how the thing is already so full with only the powdered ingredients? So I was like, okay, there's no way I'm adding the liquid ingredients here. So my bright self decides I'm going to remove half of the dry ingredients and then pour in half of the wet ingredients into this remaining half in the food processor, and then mix and all that. It sounds logical, but wait and see. So what it did, it's mixing very well. It's coming along very well, by the way. And this is a cake that I highly recommend that you try. And I'm going to put it for you in the pinned comment or the description box, because it's such an easy cake and it's such a crowd pleaser, all right? But I realized much later that what happens when you mix using this food processor is that it puts in quite a lot of air into your cake batter, and which is good. I mean, you want your butter to be airy because the airiness causes your cake to rise nicely. However, when you do this, you double your recipe. And then I'm using my smallest baking tin. I should have used the one I baked the disastrous chicken and rice dish in, but I did not. I used this smaller one. Let me tell you. My cake decided to rise and rise and rise again. It rose so much Lazarus would have been jealous. Okay, it just kept rising and rising and rising. And then this the baking tin is small. I really wish I'd have used the bigger one because it started pouring into the oven. Because initially I'm just coming out from hanging the clothes and I'm like, what is this smell? Why am I smelling burning? What is burning in my house? Just to go and open the fridge, the oven. Goodness, why do I confuse the two? I'm opening the oven and I'm finding my cake has poured. I didn't know what to do. So now I had to put like stilts on the side of the baking tin to sort of rise up the baking to rise up the baking tin so that the butter can stop pouring. You just wait and see. Oh my goodness. Yes, just look at that. I'm actually going, let me just pause it here so you can see for yourself. Like, what is this even? What is this? Anyway, the cake still tasted okay. The guests were none the wiser. This is my husband who is chopping it up to help me serve it to the guests. And I'm like, you know what? It's fine. It tastes okay. Nobody needs to know that it's a disaster, that this cake came about following a disaster. But for me, I just show this so I can encourage you out there. Don't be afraid for making mistakes and making messes in the kitchen, because even people who have been doing this, as I said, I've been baking this cake for more than 10 years now. We still get it wrong and things still go horribly wrong. And I like to show the real side of motherhood, even in my videos, because yeah, how delicious does this look? Can you even tell that it came out of the result of an explosion? No. Okay.
Wish that I could stay in this moment forever, so I can hold you in my arms. I will carry you on my shoulders as long as I'm able. Scare the monsters under your bed, deep and abiding. Liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you. You will grow up in the blink of an eye and move out and beyond your own. But no matter what comes your way, I will stay right here beside you to catch you if you fall. And deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you.
Another thing that I'm working on today is I want to make a smoothie to put in the fridge so that I can carry it to work tomorrow. Because yes, I'm making cake, but I'm also making the healthy things, because life, everything in moderation, all right? So I love these baby spinach, and I love putting them in my smoothies, because they always come out, it's healthy, and then they come out so you can't even taste the spinachness. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Now, here's another mistake that I made. I decided that I'm not going to use my big blender for all this. After all, I'm just making a smoothie for myself. And so I decided to use the small smoothie cup attachment that comes with my blender, because this is just for me, okay? Can you already see how this cup is already full of spinach? I mean, it's like 3/4 full. I haven't even started literally chopping up the mangoes or the bananas. But no, I just cannot take a hint for some reason. Either that or I am an eternal optimist, because what? Just wait and see. Anyway, bottom line is the smoothie still tasted quite good despite all the messes that I had to clean. I was able to fill my bottle for carrying to work and still have a little bit extra to drink. But let me tell you, these mistakes are it's part of life, okay? This is what makes life interesting. So no, the food did not turn out the way I planned, all right? But somehow the week still fed us, okay? We were fed not just in our tummies, but even with laughter at all the mishaps, right? And maybe some weeks are like that. I don't know, okay? Have you ever had a week or even a day like this? Like, let me know in the comments because I want to hear your story so we can all laugh and enjoy. But not all weeks go like that, okay? In this video here, I'm showing you amazing meals that we ate during the week, and it might give you some ideas of what you can cook for your family. So I'll see you over there. And remember also the link to the cleaning products and the amazing meal plan for June is down below. And check it out. Bye.